Here with another video on how to improve performance in esports. Let me be clear, this is not a showcase of skill, but rather on how posture is affected by gaming and how posture influences our everyday lives. First, I'll jump right into how gaming affects posture. Now I'm going to talk about how gaming affects posture. In modern day society, we constantly are sitting, traveling, or carrying a backpack for extended periods of time. This type of activity can cause our shoulders to roll forwards. Sitting also requires our hips to be in a flexed position. The glutes, or the butt, are in a relaxed position, which means they get no stimulation. When the glutes get no stimulation, this weakens them, which can contribute to postural issues. Our head is often tilted forward towards the screen, creating an awkward position in the neck as a result of sitting. All in all, lack of movements for extended periods of time weaken the muscles that stabilize our bodies and create tension in areas that need to be mobile. Now that I've explained how the act of sitting and gaming can affect our posture, I'm going to jump into how posture affects our performance and our quality of life. Having poor posture can affect our performance and quality of life by bringing us pain. This pain can be experienced in the hips, the shoulders, the lower back, the knees. Pretty much anything can hurt or become susceptible to injury as a result of poor posture. Chronic pain, let me just say this, is miserable. People who are constantly in pain are generally going to be grumpy and unpleasant to be around. If you are in pain, you are in a bad mood. That is pretty typical response from most people. Now that we know how pain affects our mood, let's examine how mood affects our performance. If you're unpleasant, you're likely not a very good teammate, and your team chemistry is going to suffer as a result. Being the guy on the team who's constantly bringing everyone down is not who you want to be, and if you're in pain, that may be who you are as a default. Another way that posture affects our performance and our quality of life is that it decreases our function. Movement can be impaired as a result of lack of core stability and control over posture in order to maintain a neutral spine. In the hips, we see decreased function can lead to arthritis, lower cross syndrome, which is an anterior pelvic tilt due to muscular imbalances. That means the hips are actually rotated forward, which is as a result of tightness in certain areas, weaknesses in others, and overall it can lead to pain in the lower back. This lower cross syndrome is the result of a flexed position, which is something that we experience in sitting, where our knees are 90 degrees to our torsos. Another factor that can contribute to decreased function is an unstable core. I'm not talking about your abs, I'm talking about your core. A lot of people get these confused. The core is all of the musculature that surrounds the abdominal region, not just the sexy beach muscles of the abs. Having an unstable core can lead to back pain. Again, we know pain can influence our performance and our ability to be a good teammate and our quality of life. Another way that an unstable core can affect our performance and quality of life is that it can increase our susceptibility to injury. You are more likely to be injured if you cannot stabilize your spine. Unstable core can also lead to improper breathing patterns. Now, our breathing is essential to maintaining our mindset within game. If we are nervous, we can control that through our breathing patterns. It is necessary to control your breathing in game and in life in order to maximize performance and quality of life. Lastly, slouching can be a result of an unstable core. Moving a little bit higher up, we see a forward head tilt, which can cause neck pain. Again, pain. Pain is not what you want, and this is the main outcome of poor posture. The most important takeaway is that poor posture leads to an inability to recruit muscles and joints to work in the ways they were intended. This leads to difficult or painful movement that can transcend into activities of daily living. Imagine experiencing pain simply from walking or not being able to take care of yourself due to problems with movement patterning. Movement is fundamental to life, and we often take it for granted. So now that I've touched on how gaming affects posture and how posture affects performance and quality of life, I'm going to touch on how to improve our posture. One of the best ways we can improve our posture is to just take a break. Walk across the room and back. Stand up and stretch for a minute. Do something that involves movement. This is the best way that we can improve our posture. This can be done 5 minutes once every hour. Another time frame to consider is in between competitive matches or games. This can be done in between GB matches or following a competitive match in Counter-Strike. Basically, just stand up and go get some water from the kitchen. Go do something. Go to the bathroom. Following nature's call is not the best way to improve our posture and our movement. A better way to improve movement patterning is to engage in movement preparation exercises 5 minutes out of every hour. These breaks typically involve a dynamic warm-up with a few movements that are intended to prepare the body to engage in physical activity. These exercises are a great way to get the muscles that control posture firing. I'll post some links to some movement preparation resources that could be useful to you. Lastly, The greatest way we can improve our posture, the most natural way we can improve our posture, and the one that has the greatest effect on it, is to exercise. There's nothing better that we can do for ourselves physically than exercising. Moving our body in a way that it was intended to move is an excellent way to improve posture and to improve health-related quality of life. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do have any questions regarding the content of this video or would like personalized advice for how to improve your posture, please do not hesitate to message or comment. I hope you guys learned something from this video about posture and its impact on performance, and that these tips allow you to improve your quality of movement and your performance in esports in some way.